Welcome, everybody. My name is Maralee Burnett. I am your astrologer, back with the messages for the week of June 2nd. Yep, it's almost the halfway mark of this year. For a 9-year, it's been moving incredibly fast. So this week, we're going to take a look at Jupiter, because Jupiter is about to wrap up its time in the sign of Gemini, and Jupiter spends about a year in each sign and head into a sign that we call exalted, which means it loves it there, which is the sign of Cancer. Of course, you already know this information if you watched my 2025 preview video. If not, that link will be down below. And of course, if you follow me and subscribe, then you get all of these details already. So if not, click on that subscribe button now, and make sure you go out and subscribe to my website as well, maraleeburnett.com. Of course, link is down below. There you'll have access to all of my written content. So click on the horoscopes tab from the front page, and that drop down menu there will show you the articles that I write monthly. It'll also break out for you the new moon horoscopes, the full moon horoscopes, which I break out by sign. And I have tools and worksheets out there, like the new moon worksheet for Gemini that was out there for this last new moon event. And each new moon, I put a new worksheet out there for you as well. And all kinds of other content. And of course, you can also come work with me. So consider that. I love doing tarot and astrology. I can blend both, do one or the other. All of that's out there for you, maraleeburnett.com. So I've been changing up these videos a little bit. And for this week, as I mentioned, we're going to focus more on Jupiter. There's not a lot day-to-day activity going on, but there's this really beautiful blessing energy as Venus and Jupiter speak together. So we're going to look at where's their opportunity, where are there two areas of your chart potentially that are a sweet spot this week that you want to focus your energy in on. The one thing I hear constantly is, what's going to happen to me? And what I would love instead is for us to start thinking about, what can I make happen for me, instead of thinking astrology is happening to you. There is energetic energy available right to you that you want to leverage and take advantage of. And when Jupiter's blessing you with Venus, both of the benefic planets, which are beneficial planets in the zodiac, it's something you want to take advantage of. So we're going to talk about that. So let's scoot through here. I'm just going to show you quickly that normally we talk about the bold energies, and we're going to be talking about this one that's building. You see this faint line between Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune. That's what's going to shake us up big time towards the end of this week and really into next week. So big changes are coming. And of course, I'm here to prepare you. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but I will break that down more for you next week. So as I mentioned, not a lot going on Monday. We're going to push this forward to Tuesday. And if you do want the daily breakdown, just go look at my June monthly horoscope, because that has all of these details day by day broken down a little bit more there for you as well. Again, we're looking at Tuesday, nothing big changing. Anytime you see this with the moon, of course, the moon moves every 2.5 days. But the one thing, when, the moon has had its first quarter square, which is the first time it's squaring the sun after the new moon, that's your first opportunity to look and say, okay, did I already get off on the wrong foot with what my new intentions were? And it's a good time to tune in and make some adjustments. So we've got that kind of energy today. On Tuesday, you also have Mercury squaring with the moon. So your mind and your emotions are a little bit at conflict. You may be too much in your head and ignoring your intuition, right? So there's something that you probably need to adjust today in the way you're thinking or the way you're ignoring your intuition. So try to work these two planets harmoniously together and make the necessary adjustments depending on which end of that square energy you are on, so that, again, you don't get taken advantage of, right? When your mind's in conflict with your emotions or your intuition, that can suggest somebody's trying to confuse you, and you definitely don't want to be taken advantage of through that confusion. So that is our brief touch on Tuesday. But as I mentioned, the sweet spot that we have this week happens on Wednesday. And that's, of course, with Venus and Aries. So Venus has been in the sign of Aries what feels like all year, but I think she truly came in here in February. And so we've been trying to figure out who we are, what we love. Maybe we've been changing our looks, and maybe we have been changing our jobs, right? It's whatever topic and whatever house this is. Well, Venus is about to leave this house. And before she does, with the help of Jupiter, there is an opportunity for a blessing. Now, you do always have to be careful when Jupiter and Venus are combined, right? All this beautiful, juicy, wonderful energy. We can think of yourself like a bee in, or how about Winnie the Pooh and all the honey pots, right? You can maybe overindulge a little if you're not too careful, because it feels so good. So just remember to put limits on whatever it is that is bringing you great joy. And again, make time for yourself and do something nice to yourself. In fact, even speaking kindly to yourself, because of the fact that Jupiter's in Gemini, the words that we say, the thoughts that we think, and Venus and Aries are self, right? This is a wonderful day for you to write yourself a love letter, right? Say nice things to yourself in the mirror today. Use those powerful affirmations that maybe you created with the Gemini new moon intentions. Whatever it is today, be kind, be gentle, be generous with yourself. But remember, don't go crazy and buy yourself a whole new wardrobe that you can't afford, right? But maybe go buy a nice pair of shoes or a new handbag or something that brings you joy, whatever that is. Or do something nice for somebody else, right? This is a nice day to pay it forward, to pay others back, and be generous. Jupiter is a giant, gentle teacher. And so in the sign of Gemini, it has been having us focus a little too much on every little detail, every difference, right? We've seen the big black and white conflicts for the last year, and we have just a few days left of these lessons with Jupiter. And as both Jupiter and Venus will hit 29 degrees, that's the test, right? Did you do the work with Venus and all that eclipse energy, and that multiple times the eclipse was hit on? This is a nice culmination point of all that work, all that you needed to let go of and that you need to release in order for this new beautiful opportunity to present itself to you. So what is it? What are you hoping to experience? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. So now keep in mind, this won't be exactly for your chart. You'd have to pull your chart up and look at where do you have Venus in Aries and where do you have Jupiter in Gemini. So for me, I have Venus in my 8th house and I have Jupiter in my 10th house, right? Career, reputation, money that comes to me from other people. So I'll go buy a lotto ticket, right? Because the 8th house is unexpected gains, right? And Jupiter with Venus might bring me some unexpected winnings. And I'll tell you next week if I won $1, whatever it is, right? But this is the time where other people might be investing in me. But your chart, it could be different based on what time you were born. And of course, you need the time of birth to know your rising sign for this to be the most accurate. But this will give you a good general understanding of the potential. And if you don't know your birth time, use this to at least focus your intentions on the goodness and the blessings that you want to activate in your life. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown for every sign so that you can see where these two opportunities will happen for you. Now, this is a sextile, right? These are two signs apart. We have Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So 30 degrees to Taurus, 60 degrees to Gemini, 60 is a sextile. It's a very gentle energy. So this can be something that you could easily overlook. So this is why we're doing this preparation, so that you're aware and setting your intention so that you can take advantage of what is about to show up for you. So you'll have Wednesday, Thursday where this will be the strongest, and you want to, like I said, take advantage of it. So let's talk about Aries first. So Aries, of course, Venus is in your first house, and that means Jupiter is in your third house. So everything that I said about saying nice things about yourself, doing nice things for yourself, having a bit of a beauty makeover, that would be a wonderful way to show up and align with the energy. And I guarantee you, when you get in alignment with the energy, that's when things start showing up like magic for you. And this is a really good day where you want to show up and say that I am ready to receive whatever the universe has in store for me. All right, so take advantage through your own doings, Aries, and create. You might even use this day to set new intentions, or like I said, to create some type of mantra for yourself. Say it in the mirror. Okay. Then we have Taurus. And Taurus, that means for you, this blessing from Venus comes from your 12th house. And then the blessing from Jupiter is coming from your second house, which is the money you make. So let's say you work for a large institution, which can be a 12th house thing. 12th house is also things that are hidden as our subconscious thoughts. Would be a really good time, Taurus, to work on some kind of hypnosis to release any subconscious thinking that's blocking your money opportunities from coming to you, which I highly doubt. But if there are those of you out there with that as what you want to work on, perfect time to do it. But also, this would be a good time to ask for a raise at work, to sign up to do maybe something a little extra at work, if you work for a large institution, and maybe you work for a hospital, and then you may end up seeing a bonus as a result of this, because of course Jupiter's blessing you in the second house and the money you make. So there could be a big financial opportunity for you, Taurus, that's really going to pay off. So again, make sure that you believe that you deserve financial abundance, because it's only when you block that your financial situation suffers. Okay. Then we have Gemini. So Gemini, of course, you have Jupiter in your first house, and you've had a lot of work done. Emotionally, intuition, right. And now as Jupiter is moving on, this is the final work. You haven't had work like this since 2013, and you're about to wrap it up. And that means that Venus is helping you from your 11th house of friends, networking groups, maybe helping you through a mentor. Maybe you've been working on educating yourself for the last year, and something about pursuing that education is about to pay off for you in a big way. Now, this also might be a really good time to sign up to take classes or sign up for a course, something where you can join in with a group, right? Venus in the 11th house, friends and networking groups. You could find through the result of signing up for some kind of a class that you suddenly find your tribe and make a great new friend. And that would be beautiful. All right. Then we have Cancer. Cancer, this is going to happen for you in your 10th house of career and in your 12th house. So we have here Jupiter, of course, in Gemini is in your 12th house, and that makes Venus in your 10th house. So again, kind of like the Taurus blessing possibility is this could be a big opportunity that you weren't expecting, because Jupiter's in your 12th house of things that are hidden. Venus is in your 10th house of career and status and reputation. So there may be a woman who is recognizing you for the work that you do. Maybe there's a woman that is going to help you with your spiritual work in some way. And again, whatever shows up, even if you feel like, oh my God, that's way too big for me to even consider, right? Do it. This opportunity, it's so great that you don't want to let it pass you by. And again, when we take a little risk, so we step outside of our comfort zone within the work that we do, right? We can be rewarded. And so if you've already been doing that, right? Maybe since February, you've been doing something a little different than you normally do as far as work goes. Well, now Jupiter may come along and give you that blessing. All right, keep me posted on these guys. Next, we have Leo. Leo, this opportunity comes to you from your 9th house with Venus and from your 11th house with Jupiter. So the 9th house is foreign people, foreign places, foreign language, higher education. It becomes something that helps you grow and expand. It is something about aligning with your values in the 9th house. It could be a spiritual guru or mentor that comes across you. And as it coordinates with your 11th house of friends and networking groups, this says to me that there is some kind of important personal connection that you'll be making at this time. It could be the group that you're already a part of, right? With that 11th house energy, with Jupiter trying to grow and expand your networking group, that somebody within that group recognizes you and wants to work with you, wants to help you grow maybe your business in some way. So this is, again, 9th house stuff is what Jupiter rules over the 9th house, over Sagittarius. So this sounds like a pretty big opportunity. And you know you like to be on stage, so there could be an opportunity for you to do just that. Keep me posted, Leos. All right, Virgos, this is going to be in your 8th house. So I talked about this in my own opportunities, which happen to be 8th and 10th house. And so again, money that could come in that you were not expecting, or money that you've been trying to get to, like your loans for a home, maybe something along those lines. Could be an inheritance, could be some kind of a payout that's been blocked for some time. And now finally, Jupiter is helping remove that block and allow this money to come in. So 10th house, this could be money that you were expecting from your employer. Maybe you've been expecting a raise and a promotion, and something's been blocking it for a long time. And now suddenly the blocks are clearing and this big opportunity is coming your way. Now, for some, this could be about marriage, because the 10th house is your status. So are you married or divorced? Well, one or the other could be changing. And the 8th house is our intimate relationships and partnerships. It's a house of death, rebirth, and transformation. So if you've been feeling blocked, whether it's work, career, marriage, view of the world, whatever the block has been, something beautiful is coming in and will lift you up, right? 10th house is the highest place in your chart. So keep me posted on how that goes, Virgos. Next, we have Libra. And Libra, this combination for you is your 7th house and your 9th house. So there's something, a big opportunity as far as marriage goes. It also could be business contracts, any kind of commitment. 7th house is marriage, contracts, commitments, business and personal relationships. Those are being blessed through Venus, right? Venus is in your opposing house. So Libra's the 1st house. That means Venus has been in your 7th house since February. How has that been impacting your relationships? Again, Venus is trying to teach you good boundaries in the sign of Aries. I have to pursue what it is that I love, not just what my partner wants. Because, Libras, you're just the greatest people pleasers ever. Want everybody to be happy, but you can't sacrifice your own needs. So there's something about the work that you've been doing that Venus is helping you take even the next step up, the next level up, with this happening in your ninth house from Jupiter's perspective, right? It's an air sign. It's Jupiter's trine your sign. So any of you late degree Aries, Gemini, Libra, these are going to hit one of your personal planets, could be hitting your rising sign. So if you have those late degree planets, this could be a really important personal blessing. And again, the ninth house can make the opportunity even bigger than expected. So maybe this is a much bigger contract, financially speaking, than you ever imagined. Something from your relationship, or maybe you attract in somebody who makes a lot of money from a foreign country. Make sure they're real. And that provides this huge relationship opportunity that you weren't expecting. All right. Keep me posted, Libras. And then we move to Scorpios. And Scorpio, for you, this is your 6th house and your 8th house. So Venus is in your 6th house, right? It has been trying to teach you to go after what you want as far as your health goes, your physical health in particular, your work, your day-to-day life. What are you pursuing? What do you want? What are you passionate about? And what can you do to step up and take on a leadership role? Because when you do that with Jupiter in your 8th house of money that comes to you from other resources, this is like a bonus. This is an increase to your income because of the fact that you are stepping up in a big way and taking a little bit of a risk, right? Putting yourself out there is going to pay off. Now, will the payoff happen immediately on these 2 days? Not necessarily, but the opportunity, the seed has been planted. So just be patient. All right. Next, we have Sagittarius. And this is going to happen in your 5th house of children and your 7th house of marriage. So I'm just saying, if you're considering having children with Jupiter blessing your partner and you being blessed by Venus, well, there is a really big opportunity for you that could make you very happy. So again, this is a time to set intentions for having children if that's what you're wanting to do, and to try. So obviously your partner has to help with that. And they're being blessed at this time, so I think it's good. But you might have twins, so just be warned. All right, and the other thing about the 5th house is if you're looking for romance, this is a big opportunity for that. And also a big opportunity to do something more as far as a hobby is concerned. You might invite in a new partner, right, with that 7th house energy that helps you grow and expand your hobby into something more. Whatever it is, somebody else is needed to plant the seed and create this growth. All right, let's move ahead to Capricorn. And Capricorns, this for you is happening in your 4th house of home and family. So Venus in your 4th house can be helping you beautify your home in some way. This can be you living on your own. Maybe you're just finally moving out. That's a great way to take advantage of this energy. Really just depends on what you've been doing ever since Venus has been in your 4th house of home and family. With Jupiter in your 6th house, this could suggest that an opportunity to do work from home is going to bless you. It also could suggest for some of you that you're going to take on some kind of a real estate investment. Maybe you're going to start being a realtor. That's an opportunity that could show up for you at this time as well. Because, of course, the 6th house for you work, which you just love, Capricorns, is being expanded on by Jupiter. So whatever you've been doing in the past, it's time to break out of that mold, and it's time to go much bigger with the help of Jupiter in that sixth house for you. All right. Next we have Aquarius. So Aquarius, you have Pluto in there stirring all kinds of things up for you. But you also have Aries energy in your third house. So that means Venus is helping you in the sign and the house that rules communication. It can be transportation. It could be something in your community. It could be something with your siblings, cousins, as our extended family members, right? Our little community. And so Venus speaks then in harmony with Jupiter from your fifth house of fun and joy and happiness. So it might be that it's time for you to sign up to do something that brings you joy, and that will require some kind of a commitment, some opportunity for you to learn something new. And it could be because of this community involvement, something that you want to sign up for within your community. Maybe there's a government role of some kind that you are wanting to volunteer for. Jupiter likes it when we're making a difference, right? So something that you're doing, expanding your mind, expanding your opportunity to learn, can have a big payoff for you and get you doing something that you truly love. All right. And last but never least, we have Pisces. So Pisces, you should feel a bit like a weight has been lifted because of the fact that good old Saturn, for now, has left your sign. So there's a lightness and a heaviness that are transferring, right? The two fish swimming at one another. And Pisces is light energy. And with Saturn being in there for the past 3 years, it's felt a lot heavier. So there's some relief there. And right now, this may be some kind of financial relief because Venus is in your second house of the money you make, and that means Jupiter's in the fourth house of home and family. So there again is some kind of benefit to you for working independently, and maybe it gives you a bigger opportunity to do the work that you do and get to do it from home. Maybe because you work from home and you've been doing such a great job, there's some kind of a financial payout that is going to benefit you. So hopefully that's the case, and you get this rich reward for your outstanding leadership with that Venus energy in your second house. Again, this is something that you've probably been working on as far as finances go since about February, and now we're ready for the big payoff. All right. Like I said, this will give you some general ideas, but also because this is happening so late in the sign, it may be the sign after you's message that applies more to you. It just depends on where you have these placements. So definitely take a look at your own chart. All right, let's move ahead. And just as I was saying, on Thursday, now you see the test, right? So I always like to think about this as Wednesday or whatever day, based on where you're at, this first opportunity showed up, then Thursday is the test. Did you do it? Did you take advantage of it? Are you aligning with this? Because right now at 29 degrees, that's a critical degree, and there's some test, but it's positive, right? This is still the sextile. Even though they're at a critical state, the 29-degree point, it's still a positive test of some kind. So maybe you're Sagittarius and today's the day you take the test and you're pregnant. Now, you were obviously doing work before you watch this, but that is the kind of thing, right? Like you're so excited, even though it is a test, right? Being a parent would be quite a test for you, but you're ready and you're excited for it. Just an example of how you can think about it. It's intense, but it's good. That's the energy. And of course, for most of you, the exact same place as it showed up Wednesday. So this continues to tell a story of some kind. And speaking of stories, also on Thursday, you have Mercury speaking in harmony with Mars. So this is a powerful message of some kind that is coming through for everyone. Just also be careful because your words are very powerful and strong on Thursday. So is your foot on the gas pedal. So drive cautiously. Again, it's positive energy, so it's not like when these two are in conflict. But again, that message of when things feel too good, like you just want to take off and go crazy, just enjoy the travel, but pay attention and drive carefully. But it should be a rewarding day as far as travel and communication goes. There's good news on Thursday for everybody. All right, and then on Friday, we are going to see Venus shift into her home sign of Taurus, and I don't think she could be any happier because Aries, that's a long time in a sign that she doesn't necessarily enjoy, right? It's too much independence, and Venus loves love, right? Loves to indulge and loves to be with other people, and Aries is very independent. So Venus's energy and yours, wherever you have 0 degrees of Taurus, is happy today, and there's a nice reset. And of course, since this is money and finances, there could be some announcements as far as finances go. Maybe some kind of tariff agreement out there is a possibility. And again, just in your life, maybe it's a new job opportunity, right? This is a reset. Whenever we're at 0, it's a brand new opportunity. It's like the Fool card, right? You got to take a leap of faith. Trust is all you need, and let this unfold for you as it will over the next 3 weeks. As Uranus is getting ready to wrap up its time here, things can get a little crazy and wild as far as finances go. And maybe as far as love goes. Again, it depends on what house this has happened for you and how Uranus has been shaking things up so far, wherever you have this energy as well. So look for that little bit of a shift on Friday, which Venus rules Friday, in case you didn't know that. So every Friday, it's good to set intentions to work with Venus. Wear the color pink or wear a pink stone, something that aligns with the Venus energy. It's also money, so you can also do it with green. And it also works on your heart chakra and gets that open, which is the magnet for attraction and financial abundance. So keep that baby open. All right. That is what we have to discuss here. And then I'm going to quickly shift us forward. And we are going to just quickly see that on Saturday, this is just the beginning of some of the energy that I'm going to just dive us into Sunday. So we wrap up the week. And this is where we're going to see Jupiter at the last minutes of Gemini. So again, since the past year, right? 2024 to 2025, we've been doing a lot of learning with Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. And this is the final learning, right? This is the final test. And Jupiter will present you with an opportunity to show that you've done the work, that you're ready to pass the test and you want to move forward. Now, Jupiter's been blessing you, obviously, already with Venus the last couple of days. So as long as you're showing up and growing, you could, again, hear some good news today. Also, for some not doing the good work, we've got Mercury with Jupiter helping to combine their efforts, right? And that can either escalate conversations or it can escalate agreements, right? So I think potentially maybe there's an agreement of peace somewhere out there in the world and maybe in your own life, right? So what house do you have the 29 degrees of Gemini? Because this is the last hurrah. And I like how the ruler Gemini is here with Jupiter, that is the ruler of the opposing sign, Sagittarius, is almost like here to say, okay, it's time to leave. You've spent enough time in my house. It's time to go. And Mercury's here to show the door to Jupiter and open it into Cancer. So they'll move into that sign and share some space for a little while there as well, as the topic shifts to home and family, caring, nurturing, sensitivity, intuition. So the other thing that is helpful, and we'll see this as we start next week, is Mars speaking in harmony with Chiron. And earlier this year, they were in a lot of difficult conversations together. So there's a chance for a bit of healing. All right, so let's quickly mention this energy. So as both Jupiter and Mercury move together, as I mentioned, into the sign of Cancer, and I can move this forward a couple of hours so you can see when Jupiter actually does move there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we're looking at about 3 p.m., right, as far as West Coast time on Monday, where Jupiter will sweep into the sign of Cancer, where it feels really at home and very strong. And it's still talking with Mercury. So we have the full spectrum of communication with Mercury and Jupiter combined, of learning and knowledge. And we're going to see huge conflict as these planets first move into the sign of Cancer because of this big square between Saturn in Aries with Neptune and Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer. So it's 90 degrees. So it's this. I always say this is like two people sitting at a stop sign going, okay, wait, who has right of way? Is it you? Is it me? We're back and forth trying to figure it out. And if you're not careful, you will both go ahead at the same time and smash into each other. So there's conflict. In order for the conflict to be resolved, somebody has to take a step back so somebody can take a step forward. We will see this on the world stage as well. And the intensity of this conflict lasts from this full moon that we're going to have in the sign of Sagittarius, which is tomorrow, until the new moon, which will be in Cancer on the 25th. So this is an intense 2 weeks. Remember, Jupiter is a gentle giant. Saturn is not. But Saturn's also not at full strength like Jupiter is. So it's a very interesting dynamic. So Saturn wants restriction. Neptune wants us to follow our dreams. Jupiter wants us to consider how our individual choices are negatively impacting our families. So we're going to talk more about this next week. And then, of course, you'll come back and I'll do the breakdown by sign for you as well. And if you if you want to get a preview of this intense energy, make sure you go out and read the June monthly breakdown. I can tell you, as I was writing it, I had gone in thinking, it's Jupiter, it's Cancer, it's going to be a beautiful month. And then the energy started hitting me and I was like, oh my God, okay, it's a little bit more intense than I was expecting. So we have some working and we have some adjustments to do. But you can, like I said, read it already on my website and take a look at the new moon in full moon in Sagittarius, and then that beautiful new moon in Cancer. That says to me that the stress and the frustration ends up really being worth it. So don't be afraid of the conflict, be aware of the conflict, and own what you need to own in order to create change here. So we'll be taking a look at that next week. Like I said, breakdown by sign. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure you create a chart on someone's website like astro.com. It's free. You just need your birth date, of course, the time and the place. And then that way you get this chart, which I use Placidus for. Forecasting, I use whole house to make it simple, but Placidus is what I follow. So if you think that my messages align, then you'd want to create it using that house system as well. All right. Let me know your comments. Let me know what blessings show up for you, what opportunities show up for you, and I'll keep you posted if I win the lottery. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, sharing my work, liking and commenting, and maybe someday the algorithm on YouTube will like me again. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Take care.